Hello, and welcome to the EMC MDS Connectrix Overview Training. My name is Mike Sheets, and I'm the Global Practice Manager for the Connectivity Champions here at EMC.
And my name is Saptarshi Sengupta, Senior Product Manager with Cisco Systems.
Together, we will update you on the Connectrix MDS product line today. Most everybody recognizes EMC as being the industry leader in the main storage categories, high-end, mid-range, NAS, flash, etc. But did you know that we are also the leading provider of storage networking? That's right, EMC sells more storage networking ports than anyone else, Connectrix having close to a $1 billion run rate. Let's take a look at some of the differentiators for us in this space. EMC offers the best fiber channel SAN solutions under the EMC Connectrix brand. Reliability. Connectrix offers reliability through redundant paths, mirrored fabrics, as well as greater than 6 nines of availability. Additionally, EMC Connectrix products are EMC eLab proven. Availability. Connectrix directors provide the highest availability with redundant components, such as the supervisors on the MDS series that fail over. Directors include redundant fans and power supplies as well, and most switches provide availability with hot swappable components. All Connectrix products support hot code loads for maximum uptime. Serviceability. Non-disruptive upgrades are possible with all Connectrix switches and directors. Most components are hot swappable as well, the SFPs, the fans, the power supplies, supervisors, etc. And flexibility. You can easily introduce 16 gig fiber channel into the data center with backwards compatibility to 8, 4, and even 2 gig per second environments. All configurations are listed in EMC's support matrix on the eLab. Did you know that if it was printed, the ESM would be over 30,000 pages long? Luckily, the eLab Navigator provides easy access to this extensive database. In addition, eLab tests support specialty configurations via EMC's exception process known as RPQ. And eLab also produces tech books, which compile use cases, deployment information on SAN extension, FCOE, fiber channel technology, and WAN optimization, just to name a few. For example, use your favorite search engine to search for FCOE tech book. But now I'd like to hand it over to Sapta from Cisco, who will take us through the MDS product portfolio.
Thanks, Mike. Let me introduce you to the Connectrix MDS 9000 16 gig product family. The Connectrix MDS 9000 family series of SAN switches offer either 16 gig line rate fiber channel performance or 10 gig line rate fiber channel over Ethernet performance, which means there is no oversubscription in any case. The Connectrix MDS 9000 family of switches fall under two major categories: director class or modular switches and fabric class or fixed switches. MDS 9700 director switch offers 3x the performance of any similar switch in the industry, with up to 1.5 terabytes per second per slot performance, and are future-proofed for 32 gig fiber channel and 40 gig fiber channel over Ethernet. They are also the industry's most reliable directors with N+1 fabric redundancy. Connectrix MDS 9700 series switches offer unmatched flexibility with multi-protocol support, as both 9700 chassis can support a mix and match of fiber channel and fiber channel over Ethernet line cards. MDS fabric switches are known for their versatility, flexibility for growth, investment protection, and ease of usage with features such as power and auto provisioning. The MDS 9148S and 9396S are 16 gig fiber channel switches, whereas MDS 9250i is a multi-service switch primarily used for SAN extension purposes over Internet protocol. Investment protection for the next decade is also offered through the 9710 multi-layer detectors. Let's take a closer look at the MDS 9710 detector. The Connectrix MDS 9710 is a 14 rack unit modular switch which offers 16 gig line rate fiber channel or 10 gig line rate fiber channel over Ethernet performance through 384 auto sensing ports when fully populated. It also supports FICON connectivity when connected via mainframe. The Connectrix MDS 9710 can be populated with up to 8 line cards with a mix and match capability of fiber channel and fiber channel over Ethernet line cards. The maximum possible bandwidth can reach as high as 1.5 terabytes per second per slot. The Connectrix MDS 9710 director offers industry's highest reliability with N+1 fabric redundancy, hot swappable redundant supervisors, power supplies, and fans. True front-to-back airflow enables hot-cold aisle deployment. Here is a quick look at the performance improvements of MDS 9710 with the addition of each fabric module in its backplane. MDS 9710 can offer incremental 256 Gbps performance with the addition of each fabric module to its backplane. When populated with 16 gig line cards and 3 fabric modules, MDS 9710 can offer up to 768 Gbps performance. When operating in 8 gig mode, 3 fabric modules will offer N+1 redundancy, and whereas when operating in 16 gig mode, 4 fabric modules will offer N+1 redundancy. There is room for up to 6 fabric modules for future proofing and investment protection. When used with 32 gig line cards, in the future, the 6 fabric modules can give 32 gig line rate performance. That means you do not have to rip and replace MDS 9710, which carries the legacy of investment protection of its predecessors of up to 10 to 12 years. Extending MDS 9710 director qualities to a smaller form factor Connectrix extended the industry-leading MDS 9700 director class family with the addition of a smaller footprint MDS 9706 switch for space-constrained deployments, offering high performance, high availability with fully redundant components and multi-protocol flexibility. The Connectrix MDS 9706 director is housed in a compact 9 rack unit form factor to make optimal use of the valuable data center floor space. The Connectrix MDS 9706 director offers unmatched flexibility with support for a variety of protocols and offers industry's leading port density. All of its 192 ports can operate in 16 gigabits per second line rate fiber channel mode or 10 gigabits per second line rate fiber channel over Ethernet mode or in FICON mode when connected to the mainframe. The Connectrix MDS 9706 director offers industry's highest performance with 1.5 terabytes per second per slot switching capability and up to 12 terabytes per second front panel switching capacity, thereby providing investment protection for future deployment of next generation fiber channel and fiber channel over Ethernet protocols. The Connectrix MDS 9706 director offers industry's highest reliability with N+1 fabric redundancy, hot swappable redundant supervisors, power supplies, and fans just like 9710. True front-to-back airflow enables hot-cold aisle deployments just like 9710. Reduce OpEx, fewer switches to manage room for future growth. That is a big value proposition for 9706. Now, Connectrix recently launched industry's highest density 16 gig line rate fiber channel fabric switch MDS 9396S, extending the legacy of its extremely successful predecessor MDS 9148S. Connectrix MDS 9148S can grow from 12 ports to 48 ports in 12 ports increment, whereas MDS 9396S can grow from 48 ports to 96 ports in 12 ports increments, thus offering the maximum flexibility for future growth needs and investment protection purposes. Both of these switches can be easily provisioned with power on auto provisioning feature and offers quick configuration wizard for easy deployment. MDS 9396S offers 4,095 maximum buffer-to-buffer credits per port in a 4-port port group to be able to carry data up to 500 kilometer distance over dark fiber or leased fiber. Both MDS 9148S and 9396S offers rich features like vSAN, intra-vSAN routing or IVR, in-service software upgrade, forward error correction, CRC check, and both can work in end-port ID virtualization mode as well as just like as a managed switch, or in-port virtualization mode as an unmanaged switch. Now let's take a look at the example use cases. Here are some typical use cases of Connectrix MDS 9000 fabric switches. These switches are ideal for use cases with all flash arrays as well as disk arrays. MDS 9148S or 9396S can be deployed for a single switch SAN solution as shown for either SMB or commercial space depending on the port density and future growth needs. Both MDS 9148S and 9396S, when used to build single switch SAN solution for SMB or commercial space, consolidate SAN in islands and minimizes the number of SAN switches. So here are the two use cases for 9148S and 9396S. But in the case of enterprise SAN or private cloud SAN deployments, MDS 9148S is used primarily as a top-of-rack switch in NPV mode, which then connects to a MDS 9700 end-of-row managed switch. MDS 9396S takes a leap forward, cutting down the number of top-of-rack switches, and it is primarily used as a middle-of-row switch connecting two racks, and then in turn connecting to MDS 9700 end-of-row switch. Connectrix MDS 9250i is a multi-service fabric switch, which is primarily used for SAN extension purposes, whether that means business continuity, disaster recovery, data migration, or its usage as a fiber channel SAN gateway. This switch comes with 40 fiber channel ports that are FICON compatible, 8 10 gig fiber channel over Ethernet ports, and 2 FCIP or fiber channel over IP ports for connectivity over IP or WAN. The existence of various port types in a single switch makes this switch an ideal switch for data migration between heterogeneous storage protocols. Now let's take a look at the DMM feature of 9250i. So what DMM does is, its data mobility manager. Fast time to completion is the key in meeting SLA for 9250i DMM scale. A key license feature of MDS 9250i is the data mobility manager. Cisco Data Mobility Manager is a SAN-based service that moves data between heterogeneous storage arrays and eliminates the need for multiple migration solutions. Its simplified approach reduces problems that can disrupt service. As you upgrade, consolidate, and integrate new storage devices, Cisco DMM accelerates the migration process. It addresses array lease expedition and decommission, as well as it can also address capacity planning and tiered storage strategies, asynchronous and synchronous migration across heterogeneous arrays, migration within or across data centers, test or development data environment setup, and finally migration from legacy end-of-life arrays, resulting in significant cost savings. Now let's look at a few really important features for MDS product family. One is power on auto provisioning. Let's take a look at how it works. It's a very useful feature for Connectrix MDS fabric switches. It's called POAP, or power on auto provisioning. When multiple top-of-rack or middle-of-row switches need similar configuration, IT administrators do not anymore need to provision each switch separately through manual process. A properly configured DHCP server with the required software images and configuration file is connected to the management ports of each switch, and it then quickly configures IP addresses, gateway, and pushes down software images and configuration files to each switch in one go, thus avoiding configuration inconsistencies and eliminating the need for CDL cables for manual configuration of each switch. Let's take a look at another extremely critical feature of MDS 9000 series switches. It's slow drain detection and recovery. What is slow drain? Slow drain is a phenomena found in SAN fabrics, which occurs because of speed mismatch between various devices in the data center, or server performance issues, or maybe HBS issues, or even because of non-graceful virtual machine exits. Any such occurrence gives rise to an unavailable buffer credits in various switches in the fabric, slower processing of frames, and ultimately slowing down the entire fabric. One slow switch or HBA or server can potentially slow down an entire fabric consisting of tens or hundreds of switches. When used in software-assisted slow drain detection mode, Connectrix MDS switches sample buffer credit counters for a port every 100 milliseconds. But when used in hardware-assisted mode, slow drain detection can be done in 1 millisecond buffer credit counters for every port. In hardware-assisted mode, the detection and the recovery action is almost instantaneous. Now let's take a look at how slow drain analytics can be done with DCNM. Connectrix offers DCNM software for slow drain analytics besides various other useful DCNM features such as end-to-end fabric monitoring and SAN host path redundancy analysis. What is DCNM first of all? DCNM is Data Center Network Manager. That's a fabric management software from Connectrix which uses a single pane of glass model for capturing various network statistics and dashboards them for easier network management and configuration. DCNM captures the entire network slow drain statistics as shown here. It facilitates and automates data collection, troubleshooting, shows fluctuation in counters to show patterns of network behavior during certain periods of the day, and also helps in avoiding false positive. Now let's take a quick look at Cisco Device Manager. We are going to briefly touch upon here about the Cisco Device Manager because of the scope of this particular presentation will not let us walk through each and every detail of the Cisco Device Manager. To use the Cisco Device Manager, point the browser to the management IP address of the switch to access the Device Manager. And as I earlier said, here the scope is very limited, but please feel free to check out the full demo of Device Manager and many other MDS features as shown in the link below in this page. DCNM is essentially an advanced software platform for advanced fabric monitoring, troubleshooting, and configuration. DCNM is a critical component of SAN network deployment phase to build an errorless and robust fabric. As shown in the picture, DCNM has visibility starting from server to switch to interswitch links to all the way to database. A port down on a redundant path, a vSAN initiated to target mismatch, vSAN segmentation issues, or a port learn masking mismatch. Any of these occurrences can result in erroneous network deployment. DCNM can help IT administrators to reduce the mean time to repair, reduce risks to switch or array upgrades, and risk to hardware maintenance activities. Now let's talk about end-to-end visibility that is done by DCNM. DCNM provides centralized management services and performance monitoring. DCNM provides end-to-end visibility across various domains and protocols. DCNM monitors VM and ESX CPU and memory to gather utilization statistics. It gathers storage and network traffic to understand traffic flow pattern and network latency. Visibility into the UCS characteristics allows SAN admins to have a meaningful conversation with server admins. For example, through knowledge of service profile of a blade server, the SAN admin could possibly predict expected traffic profile. Some other useful information available to SAN admin through DCNM is blade inventory, port view on the blades, and fabric interconnect port performance. At the switch level, DCNM keeps track of switch and port events, switch CPU and memory usage, and traffic of ISLs and FCIP links. Finally, at the storage end, DCNM captures the statistics about front-end port mapping, host-to-LUN mapping, array capacity, and array inventory. Ultimately, DCNM shows this entire statistics on a single dashboard view to help network administrator in SAN performance monitoring, troubleshooting, and SAN health check. DCNM takes SAN monitoring to the next level through its policy-based health index called the Switch Health Score. The health score combines all of the impactful switch alerts to come up with a single number, driving source storage administrator to take action to restore health of the switch and fabric. For example, alerts generated by path or switch congestion or hardware issues impacting application performance and connectivity. Ability to go from health score to the actual events allows storage administrators to quickly identify the cause of problem and to quickly restore switch back to health. The storage administrator can measure their success in restoring the switch health by looking at changes to the switch score over time. Connectrix MDS Smart Zoning is another very critical feature that is one of the most useful features for deploying medium to large size SAN fabrics, where the size of access control list and addressable memory or TCAM entries, specifically those for target to target or initiator to initiator connectivity, are most of the time useless and can be reduced significantly. The alternative is single initiator or single init, single target zones. But in large environments, the creation of all the separate zones is a big operational overhead. Smart zoning combines the benefits of both approaches. First, it brings in simplicity of operational management with a single zone for all initiators and targets of an application or cluster. It does not waste switch resources as with two-member zones. The benefit is particularly apparent in cloud data center and big data deployments where you have a lot of initiators, ESX nodes in a vCluster, for example, that access the same targets or data stores, for example. Now, smart zoning also reduces SAN administrators' operational overhead. As shown in this table, moving from one-to-one zoning to many-to-many zoning to ultimately smart zoning significantly reduces the total number of zones, commands, and access control lists, thus reducing the overall database size for zoning data. Now I'd like to hand it over to Mike back for the Connectrix summary.
Thank you, Septa. That was awesome. To help differentiate EMC in selling Connectrix products, we have the ability to ship most all of the products in 1 to 2 business days after receiving the PO. We also provide first and second level ourselves through EMC support, and we've contracted with our partners to provide level 3 support with EMC assisting. Remote support, email home, worldwide sparing depots, and 3 years of hardware support are also standard on every Connectrix order. In summary, the EMC Connectrix family offers a great many features for highly available, redundant, and performance-driven infrastructures for our customers' SANs. Make sure that every customer has modernized their SAN as they modernize their storage. For more information, please refer to either the Connectrix collateral page or the Inside EMC's Champions page, or send an email to the Champions email alias. Well, that's it for us. Sapta, it was a pleasure working with you today. Thank you for joining us to present the MDS overview.
Same here, Mike. It was nice working with you.
And thank you for watching. Have a great day and happy selling.